Seven-time Pro Bowler Lomas Brown joins us now here on SportsCenter, and a lot of attention on Cam Newton here lately. Earlier this week, Warren Moon, the Hall of Fame quarterback, was outspoken about some of the criticism that was directed toward Cam, that he was being compared to Vince Young and not white quarterbacks with similar skills and problems handling adversity. Now, before we get your thoughts on this, earlier today on the Scott Van Pelt Show on radio, Moon once again discussed the Panthers' struggling star. Here's what he had to say.
I think race is a little bit strong. I think stereotype is a little bit more of what I was talking about, that it seems like whenever a black quarterback is being compared, it's always to another black quarterback. If we're in a day and age where all quarterbacks are supposed to be equal, then why can't we start comparing quarterbacks to quarterbacks, not just black to black, white to white?
All right, Lomas, you heard what Warren Moon had to say. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I mean, I agree with everything he says, and I think these people that make these comparisons are just lazy, Michael. They don't want to go in and put in the time, research, compare this guy with other players that are comparable to him. I think that's being lazy is the easy approach. You just see him and you just automatically think about a Vince Young. You even hear some of the things with RG3. Them saying RG3 is just a better throwing Michael Vick. So I agree with what Warren's saying. When are we going to get to the point where we compare apples to apples? We don't have to compare. It don't have to be a black quarterback compared to a black quarterback. Why can't it just be a quarterback compared to another one? The guy, young man, Cam Newton came in last year and broke all rookie records. It wasn't just black records he broke. He broke all rookie records. So to me, I don't like the stereotyping, and I agree 100% with Warren Moon.
Okay, it's still a hot topic today, as it was even when you were playing.
Yeah.
I understand Warren Moon almost became a Detroit Lion, and in fact, if things had gone the way that you and some of the other leaders on the Lions had it, he would have been playing for the Lions. And it should have. It should have went that way.
Look at this, Michael. Warren Moon was in the run-and-shoot offense. That's what we ran in Detroit. Warren Moon played in the dome. We played in the dome. Everything lined up. We needed a quarterback. We let Warren Moon go to the Minnesota Vikings right in our division and hurt us for the number of years he was there. To me, why we didn't pull that trigger and get this young man when he was available was beyond me. I know we had discussions with some of the higher-ups, and they just felt that he wasn't a fit for our team. But we go down and get Scott Mitchell, who's never been in the run-and-shoot offense, and we implement him in there. That was something that really didn't sit well with the leaders. It didn't fall down to the rest of the team. It stayed with the leaders, but it was something that didn't sit well with us.
Interesting stuff there, Lomas. All right, so you're talking about fitting into an offense. What do you think in this situation for Cam Newton? Is it him, or is it the offensive scheme for the Panthers?
I'm going to go a combination of both, and I'm going to say this because this reason right here. Cam Newton, you look at him last year, Michael, he wasn't hesitant at all. He would get back there. He would get that ball out of his hand. He would snap back. He would find his reads, and even if he had to find the second read, he would try to do that. You watch him this year, he's so hesitant. He goes back. He's looking, yeah, but to me it looks like a look of confusion, like he doesn't really know what he's looking at back in the backfield. So to me, that's on him. And then you look at the offensive schemes. The Carolina Panthers are dead last in rushing attempts per game.
That's amazing.
I don't care what quarterback you have. If you don't run the ball and have a balanced offense, it's going to put so much more pressure on that quarterback, and we see it with Cam Newton. They have to help him by trying to run the ball a little bit more and take some of that pressure off.
Which is amazing given the fact that they have Stewart,
exactly.
They have D'Angelo Williams.
Exactly.
They went out and got Tolbert, and they have Cam Newton, arguably the best running
quarterback in the league. And a pretty decent offensive line in front of them. So you're absolutely right. There's no excuse.
All right. As for the Lions, Matthew Stafford, he's also having a horrible season. What's your take on his struggles?
Well, with Matthew, what has happened is they have taken his security blanket away from him, meaning Calvin Johnson. Every game, it's either 2 or 3 guys on Calvin Johnson. So to me, what Matthew has to do, and it's a trust factor, he has young receivers, Titus Young, Ryan Broyles, second and first-year guys. he has to gain that trust in these guys where he know if Calvin's double team or even triple team, I have other guys that I can go to. I have guys that I can count on when I need them. When they show us a blitz look, I can count on this guy to make his blitz read and cut the route off short, or maybe run a slant or run an out. And that's what he doesn't have right now. He's not comfortable. He doesn't trust these guys right now. That's why he's always looking for Calvin Johnson and getting himself in trouble.
All right, Lomas Brown, great insight. Thanks for that story,
Michael.
too.
Thanks.